I'm Dominik Maximini, a professional Scrum trainer with Scrum.org, and today I want to talk a little bit about Scrum artifacts. Now, an artifact is basically something you can touch, like this one. That's an artifact. In Scrum, we have three of them. We have the product increment, we have the product backlog, and we do have the sprint backlog. The product increment sometimes is also called just increment or product, and it is what we are here for. It's what we deliver to the customer. It could be a software product, it could be a hardware product, or in some teams I have even seen some very abstract definitions of product. For example, happy employees could be the product of an HR department or something. Now, primarily, we talk about software. So in the software world, the product increment is the software you produce in one sprint. However, it also contains all the increments from all previous sprints. So you're not allowed to damage the past increments. It must work together. It's one product. The product is what we are here for. And every sprint, we have to have it in a releasable state. That means if the product owner decides to release it, he or she can do so. Now, the increment is created by turning product backlog items into code. Those product backlog items obviously are on the product backlog. And the product backlog is the single source of truth in a Scrum team for everything that has to be done towards the product. So if it's work on the product, it's on the product backlog. The product owner is responsible for the product backlog, and that means he makes sure that the right things are in there, and if it's known, it's on the backlog usually. And he or she makes sure it's ordered. So the most important things are on the top and the less important things follow beneath. This makes sure it's always clear for the development team what item to work on next, what item to pull next. Now this pulling happens when you create the sprint backlog during the sprint planning usually. So the sprint backlog is an artifact owned by the development team. It helps them to self-organize on how to create the product increment, how to turn the requirements, the product backlog items, into an increment. So they pull, in the order the product owner specified, items from the product backlog into the sprint backlog, and they add tasks to it. Tasks are the tiny little steps the developers have to take to transform the product backlog item into the product. And that's it. That was a very basic introduction to Scrum artifacts. I hope you liked it. If you want to learn more, feel free to connect with me on Xing or LinkedIn. Have a good time and Scrum on. Bye.